Welcome back, guys, to the Hearthstone North American Winter Championships. We are in Game 5 between ZenStyle and Puffin in the semifinals. Winner of this game will be moving on to the Grand Finals. So this is a very important game for both players. Puffin recently winning the Showdown Tournament, Innkeeper Showdown Tournament, looking to continue his winning ways, while ZenStyle used to be a dominant force but hasn't been able to take any wins in any major tournaments recently, looking to try to redeem his name a little bit through the Winter Championships. So we got ZenStyle with a very aggressive looking hand. He's got both of Mana Worms, he's got a bunch of cheap spells, so he could easily buff up these Mana Worms in the next coming turns. Especially with the Source of Apprentice draw, it's very nice. He's able to play it on curve, maybe coin out this Mana Worm. Puffin on the other side, he's got the SI agent. It looks like it's going to be a very good turn next turn with the Preparation, Eviscerate, and the SI to clear off this board very nicely. And it looks like Puffin sees this play. The Preparation, Eviscerate to kill off the Mana Worm. SI agent is now comboed, so he can combo it to kill off this Sorcerer's Apprentice and take control of the board. ZenStyle, he's got a lot of spells in his hand. He's gonna have to play on the back foot here. He can clear the board most likely with his Mana Worm Arcane Missiles or Mana Worm Coin, Ping, and Arcane Blast. So he's going for the Arcane Missiles. It would be very unfortunate for ZenStyle if the Arcane Missiles went all towards Puffin's face. He's fortunate enough to clean off this SI7 agent. He did order it correctly as well, using the Arcane Blast to damage the SI7 agent first, and then using the Arcane Missiles after guarantees it 2 damage to face, whereas if it hit the SI agent 2 times, it hits the face once, he would miss 1 damage. So ZenStyle very methodical in his ordering, making sure he maximizes all of his damage. Puffin here uses the Tinker's Oil to kill off this Mana Worm. He did have the option to use the Eviscerate and re-equip his dagger and kill the Mana Worm. However, I do like this oil a lot better. It lets him boost up his weapon so he can play his Drake next turn and clean off whatever ZenStyle has to play. However, ZenStyle doesn't actually have any minions to play, instead going for the Mirror Images and the Mirror Entity. This Mirror Entity is going to get some pretty good value as well, taking the Sludge Belcher. Usually with rogues, they normally want to play a pretty strong mid-range minion on turn 4 or on turn 5, so having that Mirror Entity right on turn 5 for the Sludge Belcher is really good for ZenStyle. Now he's able to use his Fireball, clean off the Sludge Belcher, and regain the board. Puffin now, his only really good option is probably to use his Azure Drake. He could use this Blade Flurry to completely clear the board, or at least just a 1-2 slime, but he goes for the Azure Drake, develops a 4/4 body, cycles a card, and he's just going to use his face to kill off this first half of the Sludge Belcher. Really nice play here by Puffin. ZenStyle looking to just Unstable Portal to try to get something he could play. Wow! That Kel'Thuzad could actually be really good here. Or not, or in the next couple turns. Kel'Thuzad is a really snowbally card, so if ZenStyle is able to get a couple minions on the board and trade, play Kel'Thuzad to get them all back, he could potentially just take away this game. Puffin, seeing that ZenStyle doesn't have hasn't played any cards aside from the Unstable Portal, maybe suspecting some kind of spells in ZenStyle's hand, so he goes for the Loatheb here, secures his board a little bit more, making sure that his Azure Drake and his Loatheb will be safe from any kind of spells that ZenStyle might be holding in his hand. From what we see, we know that ZenStyle's only spell is the coin, so he has an option of either going for the Azure Drake or the Kel'Thuzad. Decides to go for this Azure Drake instead, wants to Psycho, develop this 4/4. I would have maybe liked to see the Kel'Thuzad, but as it is just a 6/8 body, which could be hard for Puffin to deal with. However, this Azure Drake is also reasonable. Hidden behind these 2 mirror images, if ZenStyle draws some more spells, he might be able to regain the board with the help of the additional spell damage power. So Puffin here looks like he wants to use this turn to use his sprint, refill his hand, create more options in the future turns. He's also able to use his deadly poison, so he is able to clear the board by using the deadly poison dagger and loads up to kill the mirror images and the Azure Drake to kill off Zenstao's Azure Drake. He also has an option of using a backstab here to kill off the Azure Drake and use his face to clean it. However, as Puffin realizes that he probably doesn't have too many heal in his deck, so he wants to play around any kind of burn spells that Zenstao might be holding on to. And Zenstao, using Darkin Intellect, picks up Flamewaker, Pilot Destroyer. Can't play both of them this turn, so he's just going to play the Kozuzad as a tempo 6/8. Pretty reasonable. 5 mana, 6/8 body. Seems pretty good, right? And man, oh wow, this Violet Teacher is going to be really good with the sap for Puffin. Zenstao used his entire turn developing this Kozuzad just to get a sap back into the hand. Just doesn't feel good. And now Puffin in complete board control here with a Losep and a Violet Teacher. It's going to be really hard for Zenstao to rebuild the board. Decides to go for the coin and the counter spell with the Antonidas. Trade them in for 2 fireballs. So Zenstao, looking at the board situation, recognizes that he's probably not going to be able to get the board again. So instead he wants to play the Antonidas now, get the fireballs ready. Possibly if he draws into more burn spells, he could just burn Puffin out. With double fireball ping next turn, that is 13 damage. And if he draws another fireball, that would be exactly 19 plus another ping, so 20 damage would be able to kill Puffin. So Zenstao going for the winning play, I would say, with the Archmage Antonidas. And now Puffin here, reacting to this Antonidas with the backstab, is going to be able to cleanly kill this Antonidas with his backstab and either the Eviscerate or the Blade Flurry. This Blade Flurry does maximize Puffin's damage a lot more because of the spell damage. It's going to do 4 damage instead of 3. He also has the option to just use his Eviscerate now and do 5 damage to Zenstao's face just to increase the pressure. And this actually is really good because in Puffin's hand he has Dr. Boom and Blade Flurry, so he won't have the mana in his next turn to play all those cards in his hand. So while he has the excess mana now, might as well use the Eviscerate. And Zenstao now trying to regain this board with the Flamewaker, with the Fireball. The Mirror Images is also going to be able to protect the Flamewaker from what Zenstao sees. He's able to clean off most of his board, regaining in a pretty decent position. But wow, this preparation might actually be pretty useful here. With this preparation, Puffin's able to completely clear the board with the Flurry and develop Dr. Boom. So yep, Dr. Boom plus preparation Blade Flurry puts all his taunts into 1 health. So now Puffin can re-equip the dagger, attack his 1/1 into one of the images, his dagger into the other, and use the Violet Teacher to clean off his Flamewaker. So Puffin perfectly executing this play, clearing off the entire board of Zenstao, pushing Zenstao to the wall now. Picks up an Etheric Conjurer. I guess the best card you could get is a Frost Nova to freeze the board. Unfortunately, Zenstao's not able to get it, but a Frost Nova would be able to freeze the entire board and possibly steal a win if he drew a Fireball in the next turn. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be it for Zenstao. Puffin does have Lethal on board, obviously, and that will be Puffin moving on to the Grand Finals in the Winter Championships. Looking to continue his win streak. He's on the momentum from his recent win at the Innkeeper's Showdown tournament, and now he's looking to take on the Winter Championships. So congrats to Puffin, and man, what a series! All the way to Game 5 between Puffin and Zenstao.